Alright, buddy, you ready? LFR Game 11, we get to talk about the 8-3 Toronto Maple Leafs.
No, they're 7-4, buddy. They lost to Columbus last night.
What do you mean they lost? It's Columbus.
They played Columbus, they weren't losing, and then they lost.
We're talking about the Columbus Blue Jackets here.
Yep, you're not screwing this up, yeah.
I don't know how, but I bet this is that Value Village commercial's fault.
What? You serious?
Mind blown. We need ideas.
I'm dumb.
Silly hard.
We get to the game, please.
You can be a duck that's also a ref.
It's funny the first time. This is getting friggin' ridiculous. Everyone who doesn't hear that commercial where they live is like, what? Leafs lose 5-2 to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hashtag Lumbus.
And while the Leafs really lost the game in the third period, they can't keep relying on playing only 40 minutes to win games. I'm not even talking about the third, I'm talking about the first. The Leafs were outshot 16-5 in the first. This is not a recording, by the way. Over the last 5 games, the Leafs have only gotten more than 5 shots in the first period once. They were outshot 17-3 in the first by Minnesota, managed to outshoot Carolina 12-10, outshot 9-3 by Chicago, 6-2 by the Anaheim Ducks, and then 16-5 by Columbus. Over the last 5 games, they've been outshot 25-58. That's an average of 11.6-5. So you can blame that on any one player if you want. You can go, oh, look at this, look at that, look at the defense, look at the offense, but the fact of the matter is, the Leafs are allowing too many damn shots in the first and not getting enough damn shots in the first. The Carolina game where the Leafs got 12 shots in the first period is almost half of the Leafs' first period shot output over the last 5 games. Numbers. Short form, do better in the first. Unless your name is Jonathan Bernier or James Reimer, step it up in the first. And let me say this about the Columbus Blue Jackets. Working at CBC and back in my little stint when I worked at the NHL Network, I get to watch so many NHL games that aren't the Leafs, which is kind of nice. I mean, I'm a Leaf fan, but I'm a Leaf fan because I'm a hockey fan. So no matter who you cheer for, if you're watching this, high five for hockey. And one of the teams I loved watching down the stretch last season, especially because it just seemed like they were going on this Cinderella run to the playoffs, the Columbus Blue Jackets. And you might not like this, but you know who the early season Leafs right now remind me of? The late season last year Columbus Blue Jackets. Pretty decent, tenacious offense that, you know, fought its way to some gritty goals and fighting back for the lead. A pretty bad defense and an amazing goaltender. Now, JVR, Lupul, Kessel, I would put the Leafs offense above Columbus's. And yes, Columbus has Vezina winner Sergei Bobrovsky in net, but the Leafs have Jonathan Bernier and James Reimer, so the Leafs are a little better. But the way the Blue Jackets were winning games at the end of last season was just praying Bobrovsky stopped the puck and managing to chip in some goals, which is basically what the Leafs have done so far. Which can win you games, but it's not usually a recipe for success, and it's bad for my heart. And outside of a nice Bozak pass to Kessel for the Leafs' first goal and Bolin chipping in a very Dave Bolin goal for the second goal, the offense was pretty dead. And you can tell they missed Lupul pretty badly. Hopefully he's back against the Penguins. I haven't heard one way or the other, but they need him. Lupul, whether he's on the ice with Kessel or not, makes Kessel a better player because it allows Kessel some more freedom because you got to cover up Lupul. And if you don't cover up Lupul and just throw all your D on Kessel, well then Lupul's going to score. But enough of all that. Lupul and the first period shot totals and all that. David Clarkson makes his debut as a Toronto Maple Leaf. And I missed a small segment of the first period because I was driving to pick my buddy up to go watch the game, and I turn on the radio and I hear David Clarkson on the score sheet. And I go, woo! With a hooking call. John Abbott, you sneaky Pete. Question of the game, what'd you think of David Clarkson's debut? To me, it was neither here nor there. I mean, it looked like his first game of the season, right? Kind of rusty, whatever, not too bad. And bigger for me, who is going to be the starting goalie against the Pittsburgh Penguins? Because Reimer hasn't played since getting his head smashed. And they're like, oh no, he's okay, it's the flu, and he's recovering from the flu, and Reimer's been the backup the whole time. So assuming he's better from the flu, and assuming you put Bernier in against Columbus because he has more experience against Western opponents, logically you'd put in Reimer against Pittsburgh, right? If he's not injured or sick anymore, that makes sense, right? The whole benefit to having a tandem like this is you never have to play them back-to-back nights. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like on this video only if you liked it. Subscribe also because I just want you to. And if you're behind on any of the videos so far this season, I've made an LFR7 playlist. You can check out all the 10, well now 11 videos that I've done so far. Views are way up from last year, and that's because of awesome people like you watching and you're new to it, or you're telling your friends and your grandma, hey, you gotta watch Steve, and thanks grandma. We're also recording a new podcast tomorrow afternoon, so if you haven't caught up on that, go to theleafsnation.com, stevedangle.com, just go to iTunes, SoundCloud, whatever, we're there. Peace, hockey night, it's upon us!